Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be about a really good question that I'm asked a lot, and that's just a really talked about topic. That is, how often do we wait to apply for another credit card, if we recently just got one? Okay, so this is a really good question. I'm going to give you my tips, my advice on what I believe. Make sure you subscribe. We are doing an Amazon gift card giveaway. Once we hit 2,000 subscribers, which is hopefully very, very soon, I'll be giving away 4 Amazon gift cards, $25 each. Let's get right into this video. All right, so before we talk about how often, I want to get into when we should be cautious or when we should just avoid this strategy just in general. Okay, so the first thing is going to be when we're trying to get something big. So let's say, for example, a loan, like a personal loan, home equity line of credit, a mortgage, maybe even a car. Car is kind of, not the biggest purchase, but it's still considerably big. It makes a big impact on our lives. So definitely a mortgage and a HELOC, definitely personal loans and a car. Why? It's really best to have no inquiries on your report, hard inquiries on your report when mortgage companies or banks or whatever you're going through, your lender is looking at your credit report. It's really best, and a lot of people who do mortgage applications, they always advise it's really best when you have no credit inquiries at all. Now, it is not going to pretty much be a end all be all if you have some inquiries, but your chance of being approved, mortgages cost a lot of money. They can be anywhere between 100,000 up into the millions of dollars. Okay, so you want to, for somebody giving you that much money, you want to really make sure you're on your P's and Q's. So definitely avoid a mortgage, home equity line, or car. So if you're trying to do that now, just stop it. You really want to have no inquiries. The credit cards, they can wait. Number two is if you have bad, or what we want to call limited credit, or you're trying to rebuild your credit. Right now in this stage, we're trying to rebuild. That means we have some things that we did wrong, and that's cool. That's all right. If we have bad or limited credit, that means we might be kind of early in the credit game, and we might, if we have bad credit or a little worse credit, we're just trying to take baby steps at this point. Again, it's not a race; it is a marathon. So let's take our time. So let's definitely avoid getting credit cards if we're just beginning out with rebuilding. We have limited credit, maybe only a few months, or we're really have bad credit and we're trying to just start over 100%. So that's number two. We also want to avoid if we were just declined for a credit card. If we were just declined for a credit card, I'm holding off for at least 6 months to a year. It's really important to understand why you were declined for the credit card, whether it be debt to income ratio, whether it be things that you may already owe, maybe collection accounts, unpaid bills, etc., bankruptcies, or the credit score is not high enough. So if we have just got a decline recently within the last month or so, definitely going to wait at least about 6 months to even honestly a year before we apply. Okay. Now that we're out of that part, let's get into when and how often. So if you're asking me for a straight answer, I am going to say honestly, and this depends, and we'll get into this, anywhere between 3 to 6 months. Why 3 to 6 months? Well, let's first start with 6 months. Let's just say for our general audience who just wants to have a credit card, it takes a ding on your score. Okay, that's number one. Too many cards in a certain period. So if you're doing a credit card every week or every month, even if that's even possible, if the banks don't stop you, that causes a red flag. They want to know why all of a sudden this person is looking for all this money, all this credit. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to, take all this money, blow it out and just run away? Are they going through a financial hardship? Are they a risk? Things like that. This is how banks look at these type of transactions. And is it fraudulent based? Are they doing any type of fraud or things like that? Banks are looking at it in a lot of different ways than we may realize. And also finances. So let's get into it. So 3 to 6 months, all right? Ding on your credit score. Every time you apply for a credit card, it takes a ding on your score. It could be anywhere maybe 2 to 10 points. I mean, it's no really set number, but I'd say anywhere honestly that I've seen 2 to 10 to 15 points when you apply for a credit card. So doing that often and often and often, even though it is temporary, it still is it's temporarily affecting your your credit score. So you want to kind of hold off on that, unless again you're into the game, you know how it works, and you're cool with the risk. That's the big reason. That's taking a ding on your score every time. When I mean ding, your credit score is your number is being deducted. Anywhere again between I've seen 2 to 15 points, mostly like 2 to 10 points, but I've seen 15 as well. Okay, so you definitely want to stay away from that. Again, too many cards, applications in a certain amount of time, especially within like a month or two, definitely cause a red flag. What are you doing, etc. And 3, finances, like I said. So what are you doing it for? Okay, are you doing it for when I said 3 months, I'm thinking, maybe, because most credit cards have sign-up bonuses, right? So if you spend X amount of money in 3 months, you'll get this point. So you want to really be focusing, unless you have like a lot of money. But for the average person, if you're not dishing out and have a bunch of money just coming in, and you have a big sign-up bonus, you have to make, let's say, you spend $4,000 in 3 months, which is pretty typical nowadays, or $3,000 in 3 months. Probably most of your expenses are going to you're only going to be doing all of your expenses probably just one. Most people, it's kind of challenging unless you have help. So you really want to focus on one card sign-up bonus, because for people who don't make a lot of money, or for people who are budgeting or don't want to spend a lot of money, spending more than $3,000 in 4 months or $3,000 in 3 months, it can be almost all your money. It can be, all your bills or something like that. I mean, it really can be. So you really want to focus, especially for them bigger bonuses like Amex. If you spend $5,000 in 3 months, that's a really big purchase amount. Now, again, if you have a lot of money, then this doesn't apply to you. But for most people, that applies to you. Now, let's avoid some things. Now, if you are a Chase lover, if you admire Chase, or even if you like Chase, they have a rule called 524. And what that means is, if you have applied for 5 credit cards in the last 24 months, which is 2 years, you're automatically going to be declined for cards that are 524'd. So like the Chase Sapphire Preferred, Chase Sapphire Reserve, cards like that, those really nice cards that have them really lucrative sign-up bonuses that everybody loves to have for travel and all that stuff, you're going to automatically be declined for them. That includes retail cards. That includes the little, like a Credit One card, American Express cards, whatever. So if you know that you want to apply for 3 cards in the next 6 months, and a couple of them, or majority of them, are Chase, do the Chase ones first, because 524. And it's really easy to be over 524. There are so many people that I know that are waiting another year or so because of Chase's 524 rule. It's unfortunate, but this is how they want to deal with it when it comes to credit card churning and things of that nature. So definitely avoid it. Get all your Chase cards out the way first, and then apply for all the other cards. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to be approved for all those other cards, because those banks look at it as well, but it's not an automatic decline. Okay. Closing too many cards, we want to avoid this as well. Closing too many cards, one, is messing up your credit age. It's just messing it up. 2, why are you closing all these cards? Sometimes, and sometimes, let's say you get a sign-up bonus for Chase, and as soon as you get that sign-up bonus, you close the card. I believe they have a right, and anybody can tell me if I'm wrong, please comment. They have a right to retract that sign-up bonus from you unless you stay with them for X amount of time. Now, what that X amount of time is, I don't know. But just for example, I know like some bank accounts, when you open up a bank account, you may open up a bank account within about 3 months. You might get $300 if you deposit $2,000 in it, and if you close your account within 90 days after that or something like that, they'll take that money back. You actually owe them that money back. So just be careful with that. Another reason, closing too many cards, again, just try to downgrade. Just try to downgrade if you can to a product that may, let's say the annual fee is just too much and you don't see your worth after the first year with most cards. So let's say the Sapphire Reserve, after the first year, that $450 annual fee just doesn't make sense to you anymore. Downgrade to a card that'll let you downgrade to, maybe like the Chase Freedom or the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Keep that credit line open. Don't close it it's not going to affect your credit score. It's just going to downgrade your product, but you're going to keep the same account number, all that good stuff, all right? So that's a big thing. You don't want to bite off too much you can chew. And what I mean by that is annual fees. If you have the Amex Platinum and the Chase Sapphire Reserve, $550 plus $450, that's $1,000 right there. Whoa, did I do the math right? Yes, it's $1,000 right there, just in credit card annual fees. Now again, if you got the money, if you're making use out of it and stuff, then it makes sense. But you know your finances. Don't bite off too much you can chew. And another thing we want to avoid is we don't want to fall into the hype. When the Chase Sapphire Reserve came out, everybody applied for it. And honestly, I mean, I'm upset that I didn't get it. I actually got the Amex Platinum instead. I'm a Amex type of guy for certain things. But I haven't gotten the Chase Sapphire Reserve just yet. The reason I haven't gotten it now is because you have to wait 4 years before you can apply for a Sapphire card and get the sign-up bonus. So I had the Sapphire Preferred 3 years ago. So I have 1 more year, then I will be getting the Sapphire Reserve. But what the moral of the story is, know yourself. Don't believe all the hype. Don't get caught up in what everybody else is doing. I know it's cool to see other people doing things. Take your time. If it doesn't make sense at that point in time, if you get a credit card for travel and you're not traveling within the next 5 to 10 years, it does not make sense to get that card right now. Don't get it because everybody else has it. Get it because it's going to, at the end of the day, make sense for you and for your family. If you're not getting the card, that doesn't make sense, guys. It doesn't make sense. You can pull it out all you want. Just make sure it makes sense. Okay, let's just recap. 3 to 6 months is the time frame, in my opinion, and we are going to be cautious with this if we're getting a mortgage, home equity line of credit, personal loan, cars, if we have limited credit or we're trying to build, and if we were just declined. Okay, if you are somebody who does not fit in that description, just be cautious as well. It's going to be a ding in your score if you're doing too many of these. Make sure the sign-up bonuses make sense for you, your finances make sense. 3 to 6 months time frame. Also be cautious and avoid the 524 rule. Get your Chase cards out the way first. Apply for those cards if you know you need Chase cards. Don't close your cards. Try to downgrade to lower tier cards. So if you have a Sapphire Reserve card that's $450 every year, downgrade to the Chase Freedom. It's a $0 annual fee and it's not going to mess up your credit age. Don't bite off too much you can chew, and do not believe the hype. If anybody has any other things to be cautious for, the time frame that works for you, even if you're doing one like Amex with the every 90 days thing, let me know, and let me know what you avoid as well. If you like this video and you think this video was helpful, subscribe, share it, and again, like this video, give me a thumbs up. Amazon gift card once we get to 2,000 subscribers, so make sure you have subscribed and you've commented that you're subscribed so I can enter you into the drawing. Thanks for watching this video. Have a good one.